Hello and howdy do. I'm Josh the Fox Mills, and welcome to my show, Toon'd In, where I review cartoons. No matter how new, no matter how old, no matter the cost. This is a cat. Say hello, Barkley. No? Okay. Headbutt. I haven't talked much about Nickelodeon, have I? This little network got its start in 1977 out of my home state's capital, Columbus, Ohio. For decades, it has given the world children's programming and cartoons that has raised generations of kids into adulthood, myself included. Sadly, the quality of the network's once beloved Nicktoons has dramatically declined over the years. And, as is the case with today's entry in Money Month, sure, it can't live up to the great Nicktoons of the past, but is it really that bad? Let's find out as I take a look at Catscratch. From the creator of Earthworm Jim, Catscratch aired in 2005 with 20 episodes. The cartoon was very loosely based off of Doug's comic series, Gear, which was set in a dark, warlike environment. This show was not set in a dark, warlike environment, but rather a bright, more modern setting. Also, Catscratch was turned into a comedy. Good call. This took a much darker turn than I imagined when I first scheduled this cartoon. Yikes. Anyway, in this cartoon, an old lady died. It's not like that, natural causes. In any case, she left all of her belongings to her cats, much to the chagrin of his butler. And wait a minute, that's the plot to Disney's Aristocats! That's where the similarities end, however, as the butler does not become a murderous psychopath, and the cats are irresponsible puss brains. How bad could they be? Well, the driving force of the cats is the vain and scheming self-appointed leader, Mr. Blick, who is, well, evil. He tends to get himself and his adopted brothers into trouble, and enjoys buying all the things that spell respect and power. Waffle is a lover of life, and optimistic, but is childish and naive. He's a cat who quite enthusiastically is talked into following Mr. Blick's wild plans. He loves his pet newts and somehow speaks their language, Newtonese. He loves all things silly and has been wowed by things like revolving doors and bubble wrap. Stuff I've been wowed by, to be honest. Lastly, we have Gordon Quid. Gordon acts like he's from Scotland, even though he actually isn't. He does speak with a heavy Scottish accent, though. Gordon is a kind-hearted cat, and is often the opposing force to Mr. Blick's shenanigans. He often fights to win over Waffle, the linchpin in all of the arguments between Gordon and Blick. Trying to control this motley crew is the butler, Hovis. He has honored his family tradition of butlering the house, and tolerates his new masters. Blick barks out orders, and signs the checks. Gordon actually treats Hovis with respect and as an equal, and Waffle seems to still think he's a pet, asking Hovis to let him out and scratch him behind the ears on occasion. Next door is an 8-year-old human girl named Kimberly, who Gordon has a secret crush on. She is unaware of this interspecies infatuation, and instead adores unicorns. The cats have an obsession with root beer, with the drink being one of the only things they can agree on, and a major bargaining chip for Waffle's support. Hey, root beer is good. I can go for some root beer. I have to mention this now. The title of the show makes a delightful pun. You see, scratch is another word for money, and a cat scratch is, well, scratch from a cat. It's fairly clever and a bit funny.
Except you had to explain it to me! If you have to explain a joke, there is no joke!
You're right. I'm sorry. All sorts of crazy things are bought with their money, like Gear, the cat's personal monster truck, that is named after the comic series, obviously. But hey, it beats a stuffy limo, I suppose. Woo, monster truck! The theme song has a feel of an old-time newsreel. Let's have a little bit of a listen.
Gordon and Waffle and Mr. Blick. When the old lady died, she left them rich. A mansion, cars, nice a kick. Catscratch. 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 Catscratch.
Ah, like an old record. Hey, I just thought of something. Ha! I amused myself in the most stupid ways. Moving on. The animation is fluid and beautiful at times. The comedy was decent for a sitcom, and the slapstick was top-notch. It was, at least in my opinion, a pity that it was cancelled as quickly as it was. But the audience can be cruel sometimes, and ratings were not enough to warrant a second season. And just as Catscratch comes to an end, so too must my review.
What does the fox say?
I personally really liked Catscratch and thought it had a lot of potential in the series. It came and went very quickly, but perhaps that's good because the madcap hijinks of the show could have gotten old really fast. It probably was better that it bowed out early. Still, I would have liked a second season at least. I think you might like Catscratch, but I could be wrong. Hey, give it a shot. Why not? I think your show deserves a chance to surprise and entertain you. Next week, I delve into a secret society of wealthy entrepreneurs for kids. Join me next time for the Secret Millionaires Club. Until then, my friends, stay tuned.